Another video on a stock that I am going to analyze to see if I want to add it to my list of tickers that I'm going to trade cover calls and cash secured puts on. So quickly, what I'm doing, I'm going through a high level analysis of stocks that I'm adding to a list that I'm going to watch that could possibly be used for cover calls and cash secured puts. Now, this is just a watch list. It's not a trade alert at all. And I'll be going through maybe 15 or 20 tickers probably. When I say ETFs, they will be single stock ETFs like AMZU, not things like TQQQ, not on an index, but a single stock. I'll look at those and I'll look at the underlying stock, not the leverage ETF itself. And if you're new to my channel or if you're old to my channel and haven't subscribed, that'd be great. So I'd appreciate it. I've had some videos with thousands of views and like 80% of those people aren't subscribed. So I'm retired and I'm on a budget and I need subscribers. But what's more important than subscribers is that this is not financial advice. This is just me entertaining people by losing money, sometimes making money. So do your own due diligence on everything I say. Do not follow my advice. So like I said, this is kind of a high level look at some stocks and ETFs, not a real deep dive. And some things I'm looking at is the business stability, the revenue. Does it have improving earnings? Is it an established company? If I were to get assigned shares through cash secured put, would I be happy or would I be sad? If I'd be sad, I'm not going to consider it. And then what are the analysts saying? Are they saying buy and hold? Are they downgrading? Is the price targets going down? Are there any other red flags? And then lastly, we'll jump into Fidelity and we'll look to see how much open interest there is. Is there a lot of volume? Is the bid and ask prices nice and tight, meaning there's very little gap between the bid and ask? And we'll look at the monthly expirations to see what that looks like. So if I fail to mention, we are looking at SBUX. So SBUX is a ticker that I have traded before, and it's been doing some strange things in the market here lately. When I say strange, it's kind of been going up. So I haven't been trading it lately because usually when I sell cash secured put, it's when it's done a dip, and I'll do a cash secured put, let's say here, and then I'll ride it up a little bit till expiration, and then exit out and pocket the premium and be happy. But even though it's one that I've been trading, let's look at it and see how it's been doing lately. And what I've been doing is going to the analysis tab here. And the things I look at are earnings. So you can see the last several quarters here, the earnings back about a year ago, it exceeded earnings. But then the next 3 quarters, it missed earnings. Not by a lot, but just by a little. 7 cents, 15 cents, 4 cents. And then the next earnings is here in about 1 week. So based on the price action, there must be speculation that the earnings might be good coming up. So let's click on the annual tab here and look at the revenue versus earnings. And going back to 2022, which was kind of a bad year for stocks in general, SBUX actually looked like a halfway decent year with the revenue and the earnings. In 23, they both increased. 24, it looks like they both increased a little bit. Actually, earnings dropped a little bit, but revenue went up. And then 2025, revenue went up, but looks like earnings dropped. If I look at the quarterly for the past 4 quarters, revenue is up over about 9 billion, and the earnings is kind of sideways, kind of consistent. So it's kind of turning into like I don't know, stock like Verizon or AT&T, where it just kind of goes sideways at this point. So it makes you wonder if SBUX is still growing. I know they're closing down some stores, so that's a little bit of a concern. But just because things are stagnant doesn't mean that there's not price action and you can't make money with options. Let's look and see what the analysts have to say. Okay, so analysts here, you have strong buy, hold, underperform, and sell. Out of 36 total ratings, there's 12 buys and there's 16 holds. So if I do the math, that's 28. So there's 8 unaccounted for. So it looks like there's probably maybe like 5 or 6 of strong buy, and then it looks like there's maybe a couple of underperformed. So it looks like the analysts are just kind of hanging tight. Kind of confirms what I just said as far as maybe SBUX kind of being a more of a sideways moving stock, but obviously it's gone up a little bit in the past few months. So the next thing I want to look at is the price target. So this is what the average analyst price target is, and it's 95.32, and the current price is 96. So it's telling me that the analysts are expecting things to just kind of go sideways like I already speculated. And I didn't really look at this beforehand. Maybe I should be an analyst. Jump it back here real quick. So looking at the annual earnings, you don't have to be an analyst to see that it's kind of going sideways here. I just want to point that out. Coming back to what the professionals are telling you. Nobody came to this video to listen to me give my expert opinion. So the next thing I want to look at is what's been going on lately as far as the analysts. So if I do a sort by the date here, so 2026, January 22nd, which is strange because that hasn't happened yet. Today is the 21st. Anyhow, we have a buy, we have some neutral, overweight, buy, outperform, overweight, neutral, and we have price targets here. So we got some price targets that are a little higher than the 95 up here. And I kind of wonder if some of the price targets are older. Got one down here for 76, which is from July. And if I click on this, we got some other price targets from, we got 1926, got neutral, some overweight, neutral. And in a previous video, I popped this up real quick so you can see buy, outperform, overweight. And basically, should I add to my option watch list if there's an overwhelming consensus that things are buy, outperform, overweight? And if you want to know what that means, overweight means better than its peers. And then obviously underperform, sell, self-explanatory. So what does that tell me so far? It tells me that I'm probably okay doing something if the price is under 90, preferably more in the low 80s. And actually, I've been selling cash secured puts for an 80 strike price up to about a couple weeks ago, but I haven't done anything lately. So next thing we want to look at is the option liquidity. So let's look at Fidelity and see what that looks like. Okay, I got Fidelity open. I got SBUX typed in here, and let's go to the option chain. Okay, I'm gonna just look at the monthly expirations here. So I'll hit that toggle, and I'm gonna just click on puts. And there's a couple little things here, things that are important. So the E says there's earnings coming out January 28th, which I think we already saw that. And the other thing about SBUX, to me, that's a positive, is the dividends. So it looks like it's paying a 62-cent per share dividend. So if SBUX wasn't profitable, it probably wouldn't be paying a dividend. So that's a good thing. So the February 20th expiration date, that's 30 days away. And the current price is at 96. So it's gone on a little bit of a run here. So let's look down here and see what some of the volume is for some of the option trades. So right away, if I look at 75 here, there's a lot of action here. However, since the prices ran up quite a bit, probably need to look at the 90 and 85 strike prices. So 85, there's quite a bit of volume there. 90, there's a lot there. And 95. So let's look at March. There should be quite a bit going on here too. Yeah, so March, that's where all the fun is right now. So 12,000 open interest for 70 strike price, and March 85 strike price is right here. So when I started this video, I kind of already had my mind made up that I probably wasn't interested in doing any cash secured puts on SBUX. But when I look at the 80 strike price here and the 85 strike price, I don't think that's too bad of premium for these prices, and the delta here is pretty low. But I'm not making this video to analyze whether or not I want to make a trade or not. What I'm here for is just to see if I think SBUX should be kept in my watch list of tickers that I might trade anytime in the next few weeks or few months. And based on what I'm seeing, yes, I'm going to keep that as one of my tickers, although I probably won't do anything with it for a few weeks as long as that price is running up like it is. I'll wait till things kind of level out and see where things settle. And the thing about having a list of tickers, maybe anywhere from like 10 to 20, is that you don't need to be trading all of them at the same time. You can find half a dozen or so that are kind of moving in a range that you like and just keep trading those over and over. So for me, TQQQ SoFi and Uber have been some that I've been trading a lot of lately. But this video is about StarBucks. So one last thing before we go, let's look at the chart one more time. This time I'll pop up the 1 year chart, see how it's been doing for the past year. So you can see back in March or so, it was upwards to $115 a share. And after that dip in April, it didn't really run back up. It just kind of went kind of a sideways range between like 80 and maybe the mid 90s for the past, like 8-9 months or so. It's been kind of just going up and down. That's where I've been trading it here, doing those cash secured puts in here and doing pretty well. I'll keep an eye on it, and I probably won't do anything with it while it's on this upward trend. And to be honest, I really enjoyed this here streak that it had here, just going up and down. It was doing perfectly for me. So, but that's what happens. Wrapping up the video, yeah, StarBucks is going to stay in my list of tickers I'm watching. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is not a trade alert. This is just me explaining how I make a list of tickers that I watch to do cash secured puts and cover calls on. It's a very high level overview. It's not a deep dive in all the analytics. So if you like this type of thing, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.